Listen to me very carefully. What I'm about to reveal to you has been hidden in the sacred chambers of Jerusalem for over 3,000 years. This is not a coincidence that you're hearing this right now. This very moment. This is divine appointment. There is an ancient Hebrew prayer, a prayer so powerful, so absolutely transformative, that when King Solomon whispered it before sleep, he woke up the wealthiest man who ever walked this earth. Not just wealthy in gold and silver, but wealthy in wisdom, in peace, in divine favor that made kingdoms bow before him. But here's what they never told you. Here's what the rabbis kept secret for generations. This prayer was never meant to be locked away. It was meant for you, for this exact moment in your life when you're struggling with money, when the bills are piling up, when you lie awake at night wondering how you'll provide for your family. Tonight, everything changes. Because I'm going to give you the exact words, the exact pronunciation, the exact spiritual technology that billionaires throughout history have used to unlock supernatural wealth while they sleep. And I'm warning you, once you speak these words with true intention, the universe has no choice but to respond. Your bank account is about to shift. Your opportunities are about to multiply. Your entire financial destiny is about to be rewritten. But you must stay with me until the end, because if you miss even one element of this ancient formula, it won't work. Before we go deeper, I need you to answer this question honestly. Close your eyes for just a moment and ask yourself, what is your greatest fear about money right now? Is it that you'll never escape debt? Is it that you'll fail your children? Is it that you'll grow old without security, without dignity, without the freedom you've been promised? Is it that no matter how hard you work, wealth always seems to slip through your fingers like sand? I see you, I feel your struggle, and I'm telling you right now that fear ends tonight. If this message is resonating with your soul, do me one favor. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. This wisdom is not for everyone. It's for the chosen ones who are ready to step into their divine inheritance. Join our community of awakened souls who are manifesting miracles daily. Together, we rise. Let me take you back to the Temple of Solomon, where the golden walls reflected the glory of heaven itself. In the innermost chamber, the Holy of Holies, there was a secret whispered by the angels to Abraham, passed down to Moses on Mount Sinai, encoded in the very fabric of the Torah. It is written in Psalm 4:8, B'shalom yaqdav eshkeva vishan, ki ata Adonai levadad lavetash toshiveni. In English this means, in peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. But this is not just a prayer for sleep. No. This is a spiritual technology, a divine activation code. When King David wrote these words, he understood something that modern society has completely forgotten. He understood that the hours of sleep are when heaven does its greatest work in your life. While you sleep, the angels are working. The universe is rearranging circumstances. God himself is opening doors that no man can shut. But here's the key. You must invite this divine intervention. You must align your spirit with the frequency of abundance before you close your eyes. The ancient Kabbalists knew this. They knew that sleep is not unconsciousness. It is a portal, a gateway between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. And if you enter that portal with the right words, with the right intention, with the right heart, you will wake up in a completely different financial reality. In the book of Genesis, when Jacob fled from his brother Esau, he had nothing. He was broke, desperate, afraid. He lay down to sleep with only a stone for a pillow. But that night, that sacred night, he had a dream. He saw a ladder reaching from earth to heaven, with angels ascending and descending. And God spoke to him. God said, I am with you. I will bless you. Your descendants will be like the dust of the earth. You will spread out to the west and to the east, to the north and to the south. When Jacob woke up, he said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. Do you understand what happened? Jacob entered sleep in poverty and woke up with a divine promise of wealth. The night transformed him. The dream recalibrated his destiny. This is the Torah principle. Your sleep is your transformation chamber, but you cannot enter it carelessly. You must enter it with intentionality, with prayer, with alignment to the divine flow of abundance. In Kabbalah, we learn about the tree of life, 10 divine emanations through which God's infinite light flows into our world. At the top is Keter, the crown, the source of all blessings. At the bottom is Malkuth, the kingdom, the physical world where you need money to pay your rent, to feed your children, to live with dignity. Most people are stuck in Malkuth. They hustle, they grind, they work themselves to exhaustion, but the money never comes. Why? Because they're trying to force abundance from the bottom up. They're trying to create wealth through human effort alone. But the ancient rabbis knew a secret. Wealth flows from Keter to Malkuth, from heaven to earth, from the spiritual realm to the physical realm. And the only way to access that flow is to align your consciousness with the divine source before you sleep. When you speak the Hebrew prayer, you are tuning your soul to the frequency of Keter. You are opening yourself to receive the blessings that are already waiting for you in the spiritual realm. You are saying to God, I trust you. I surrender my anxiety. I sleep in peace because I know you are working on my behalf. And when you wake up, the download is complete. The abundance has transferred from heaven to earth. The opportunities appear. The money comes. The breakthrough manifests. Let's go deeper into the Hebrew. B'shalom yachdav eshkeva vishan. B'shalom means in peace, but it also means in wholeness, in completeness. It's the same root as shalom, which is not just the absence of conflict, it's the presence of total divine harmony. When you say b'shalom, you're declaring that you are whole, you are complete, you lack nothing. Yachdav means together or at the same time. This is profound. You're not just lying down, you're lying down in unity with God. You and the Creator are moving as one. Your desires and His will are perfectly aligned. Eshkeva vishan means, I will lie down and I will sleep. But notice, it's in the future tense. This is a declaration of faith. You're not begging, you're not hoping, you're stating what will happen. You're speaking with the authority of someone who knows that God has already answered. Ki atah Adonai levadad lavetach toshiveni means, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. This is the ultimate surrender. You're saying, God, I'm not relying on my job, my skills, my connections, my hustle. I'm relying on you alone, and I trust that you will make me safe, secure, abundant. When you speak these words in Hebrew, you're not just reciting sounds. You're activating spiritual DNA. You're unlocking ancient codes embedded in the language of creation itself. Hebrew is the language God used to speak the universe into existence. Every letter carries divine power. Every word is a key that unlocks heavenly doors. Here's what you're going to do tonight. Listen carefully. Before you go to bed, you're going to create a sacred ritual. First, wash your hands. This is symbolic cleansing. You're washing away the stress, the worry, the anxiety of the day. You're preparing yourself to enter the holy space of divine rest. Second, sit on the edge of your bed. Place your hand over your heart. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. With each breath, imagine golden light filling your chest. This is the light of abundance, the light of divine favor. Third, speak the prayer out loud. Don't just think it. Don't just whisper it. Declare it. Let the words vibrate in the air around you. Let them penetrate the spiritual atmosphere of your bedroom. Say it in Hebrew first. B'shalom yachdav eshkeva vishan, ki atah Adonai levadad lavetach toshiveni. Then say it in English. In peace I will both lie down and sleep. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. Fourth, visualize. See yourself waking up tomorrow with a text message, an email, a phone call that changes everything. See the money coming, see the opportunity arriving, see yourself walking in total financial freedom. Make it so real in your mind that your body starts to feel it. Let the joy rise up in your spirit. Fifth, say thank you God 3 times. Gratitude is the magnet for miracles. When you thank God before you receive, you're operating in faith, and faith moves mountains. Then lie down. Release everything. Trust that while you sleep, heaven is working, angels are moving, wealth is being transferred, and tomorrow you will wake up different. Here's something most people don't know. There's a specific time of night when this prayer is most powerful. In Jewish mysticism, we call it chatzot, the midnight hour. This is when the heavens are most open, when God's mercy is flowing most freely, when the veil between worlds is thinnest. If you can, set your alarm for midnight. Wake up, sit in the darkness, speak the prayer again. This time, add your specific financial need. Tell God exactly what you need, not from fear, but from faith, then go back to sleep. Some of the wealthiest Jews in history practiced this midnight prayer. They understood that desperation is not a weakness, it's a doorway. When you cry out to God in the middle of the night, when no one else is watching, when it's just you and Him, that's when miracles happen. The man who lost everything. Let me tell you about David, not King David, just David, a regular man from Brooklyn. 3 years ago, David lost his business, bankruptcy, foreclosure, divorce. He was sleeping in his car, working overnight shifts at a warehouse, sending every dollar to his ex-wife for child support. One night, an old rabbi saw him crying in the parking lot. The rabbi didn't give him money. He gave him this prayer. He said, David, say this before you sleep, every single night, no matter how tired you are, no matter how hopeless you feel, say it. David thought it was foolish, but he had nothing left to lose. So that night, shivering in the back seat of his Honda, he spoke the words, B'shalom yachdav eshkeva vishan. He fell asleep, and he dreamed. In the dream, he saw his grandfather, who had passed away 10 years earlier, handing him a key. His grandfather said, This opens the door you've been looking for. David woke up confused. But that morning he got a call from a lawyer. His grandfather had owned a small piece of property in Queens that no one knew about. It had just been sold by the city for back taxes, and David, as the only living heir, was entitled to the proceeds. The check was for $340,000. David wept. He paid off his debts. He started a new business. Today he's a millionaire. And every single night before he sleeps, he still says that prayer. He tells me, "Rabbi, that prayer didn't just give me money, it gave me back my faith," the woman who couldn't provide. Her name was Miriam. A single mother of 3 in Los Angeles. She was working 2 jobs, one as a hotel maid, one as a night nurse for elderly patients. She barely slept 4 hours a day. Her kids were wearing shoes with holes in them. She was skipping meals so they could eat. One Sunday, she stumbled into a synagogue. She didn't even know why. She wasn't religious, but something pulled her there. After the service, she asked me, "Rabbi, does God even see me? Does he care that I'm drowning?" I looked into her exhausted eyes and I said, "Miriam, God is not blind. He's been waiting for you to ask for help. Tonight, I want you to do something. Before you sleep, no matter how tired you are, say this prayer." I taught her the words. I made her repeat them until she had them memorized. She went home. That night, after putting her kids to bed, she knelt beside her own bed. She was so tired she could barely keep her eyes open, but she spoke the prayer, and she added her own words. "God, I can't do this anymore. I need you. My children need you. Please, please help us." She fell asleep instantly. The deepest sleep she'd had in years. The next morning, her phone rang. It was a woman she had cared for as a night nurse, an elderly woman who had passed away 2 months earlier. But it wasn't the woman calling, it was the woman's lawyer. The elderly woman had left Miriam $50,000 in her will. She had written a note. "This woman took care of me with such love. She deserves to be taken care of too." Miriam collapsed to the floor sobbing. That money changed everything. She quit one job. She spent more time with her kids. She started a small catering business from her home. Today, she's financially stable, and every night she teaches her children to say that prayer before bed. She told me, "Rabbi, that prayer connected me to a God I didn't even know was listening." The family facing eviction. This one breaks my heart every time I tell it. A young family, let's call them the Cohens, husband, wife, 2 little boys aged 5 and 7. They were about to be evicted. 3 months behind on rent. The landlord had given them 1 week. The father was ashamed. He felt like he had failed. The mother was terrified. The children didn't understand why mommy kept crying. They came to me on a Friday evening just before Shabbat. The father said, "Rabbi, we've prayed, we've fasted, we've done everything we know to do. Why isn't God answering?" I said, "Maybe God is waiting for you to pray differently. Tonight, before your family goes to sleep, I want all 4 of you to gather together, hold hands, and say this prayer together." I taught them the Hebrew words. I told them, don't just say it with your mouths, say it with your hearts. Believe that God is already making a way. That night they did it. The parents and the 2 little boys sitting in a circle on the living room floor, speaking ancient Hebrew words they barely understood but deeply felt. The 7-year-old boy said, "Daddy, I feel warm inside." They all went to bed in peace for the first time in months. The next morning, Saturday, they received a knock on the door. It was a distant cousin from Israel whom they hadn't seen in 15 years. He was in town for business. He said, "I had a dream last night. I saw your family in trouble. How much do you need?" They told him. He wrote them a check on the spot. He said, "This is not a loan. This is a gift. Family takes care of family." But it didn't stop there. The father's employer, who had been planning layoffs, suddenly promoted him instead. A raise, better benefits, security. The mother started a small online business selling handmade crafts. Within 6 months, it was bringing in extra income. Today, they own their own home, and every single night those 2 little boys say that Hebrew prayer before bed. They're growing up knowing that God hears, that heaven responds, that miracles are real. "But Rabbi, I don't speak Hebrew. Will it still work?" Listen to me. God doesn't need perfect pronunciation. He needs a pure heart. Yes, Hebrew carries special power because it's the language of creation. But God hears the intention behind your words. Say it in Hebrew if you can, but if you can't, say it in English. Say it in Spanish. Say it in whatever language your soul speaks. What matters is that you mean it, that you believe it, that you surrender to it. The angels don't grade you on your accent. They respond to your faith. What if I've prayed before and nothing happened? I understand. You've been disappointed. You've asked and the answer didn't come. But let me ask you something. Were you asking from a place of trust or from a place of desperation and doubt? Most people pray like beggars. Please God, if you're there, if you care, maybe, possibly, could you help me? That's not faith. That's fear. This prayer is different. It's a declaration. You're not begging. You're aligning yourself with a promise that God already made. You're stepping into your covenant rights as a child of the Most High. Try it again. But this time, pray like royalty, because that's what you are. What if I'm not spiritual enough? What if I've made too many mistakes? This one. The lie that keeps so many people in bondage. Let me tell you something that will set you free. God doesn't bless you because you're perfect. He blesses you because He's faithful. King David, the man who wrote this very psalm, was a murderer and an adulterer. Moses was a murderer too. Abraham lied. Jacob was a deceiver. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. And yet, God used them all. God blessed them all. Because God's love is not based on your performance. It's based on His character. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. You are not disqualified. The fact that you're watching this right now is proof that God is calling you into something greater. Stop letting shame rob you of your inheritance. Say the prayer. Watch what happens. Now I'm going to give you something extra, something the inner circle knows, a secret within the secret. There's a Kabbalistic teaching that says every Hebrew letter is a vessel for divine light, and the letters in this prayer, Bet, Shin, Lamed, Vav, Mem, they spell out a hidden code. When you trace these letters in the air with your finger before you sleep, you're literally drawing down heavenly energy into your physical space. You're creating a portal. Here's how you do it. Stand facing east, the direction of Jerusalem, the direction of divine light. With your right index finger, trace the first letter of each word in the air, slowly, intentionally. As you do, visualize golden light pouring from your fingertip. Say out loud, I am opening the gates of heaven. I am receiving my divine inheritance. Wealth is flowing to me now. Then lie down and say the full prayer. This is advanced spiritual technology. The rabbis call it Otiyot Haor, the letters of light. When you combine sound, prayer, with movement, tracing, and intention, visualization, you create a trifold activation that multiplies the power exponentially. Try this tonight. You'll feel the shift immediately. Here's what I want you to commit to. For the next 30 days, no excuses, no exceptions. Every single night before sleep, you will wash your hands, sit on your bed with your hand over your heart, take 3 deep breaths, say the prayer in Hebrew and English, visualize your financial breakthrough, say, thank you, God. 3 times, sleep in peace. That's it. 7 simple steps. But you must do them consistently. Because miracles don't happen to people who try something once and quit. Miracles happen to people who stay faithful. Mark it on your calendar. Tell someone you trust to hold you accountable. This is not a game. This is your financial future. This is your family's security. This is your divine destiny. 30 days, starting tonight. Are you with me? My dear child, before you go, I want to speak a blessing over your life. May the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob look upon you with favor. May He open the windows of heaven and pour out blessings so abundant that you won't have room to contain them. May every door that has been closed in your face swing wide open. May every financial curse be broken. May every debt be canceled. May you lie down tonight in perfect peace, knowing that the angels are working on your behalf. May you wake up tomorrow to divine surprises, phone calls that change everything, opportunities you never imagined, provision that defies logic. May your children be blessed. May your home be filled with laughter. May your bank account overflow. May your heart be at rest. And may you never forget that you are chosen, you are loved, you are seen. The Creator of the universe knows your name, knows your struggle, and is about to turn your mourning into dancing. So close your eyes, receive this blessing. Let it sink deep into your spirit. And tonight, when you say that ancient prayer, know that I'm praying it with you. Know that millions of awakened souls around the world are praying it with you. Know that heaven itself is leaning in to listen. Your breakthrough is here. Your wealth is coming. Your miracle is manifesting. Shalom.